Hi, I'm Eric Dewey.
And this is Steve O'Mooney.
And I'm Matthew Renfro.
And we're Socially Awkward. You're listening to another great production on the Four-Eyed Radio Network. Check out more shows at foureyedradio.com. This Four-Eyed Radio production is brought to you by America Joy Print Shop. All your printing needs taken care of in one convenient place. Visit americajoy.com for business cards, flyers, banners, decals, car wraps, and more. Visit americajoy.com.
Save file corrupted.
It's the Super Mario Brothers Super Show!
With the Mario Brothers and plumbing's a game. We're not like the others who get all the fame. If your sink is in trouble, you can call us on the double. We're faster than the others, you'll be hooked on the brothers. Hooked on the brothers.
Welcome, gamers and gamers. This is Prometheus.
Gamers and gamies.
Oh, see, that's
Bobby Agamemnon.
Yeah. This is Fuzzy Slippers.
I said Bobby Beetle.
Oh, I didn't hear
This
you.
is Bobby Beetle.
And this is Save File Corrupted.
Yeah.
We got a lot to talk about.
Do we?
Yeah, we do. I'm excited. Xbox One. Don Matrix, the spirit of Don Matrix has come back. Because apparently Xbox, or Marvel's debating about removing the Xbox One's disk drive. Because apparently they're like, oh yeah, let's go all digital. We know how much people love change.
Yeah.
So I guess they said that they've revealed that there was a discussion about getting rid of it, but apparently the only reason why they didn't, or one of the main reason why they're like, you know what, let's not do that. It's not because the fans would be pissed off, or that would send ripples through the gaming industry. It's like, well, technology-wise, we couldn't do it because the games were too big.
Mm-hmm.
So.
That's what she said.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So the future of digital gaming isn't quite here, but I feel like after reading that, like, they're probably still going to try and do it, if not with this console, the next generation. Mm-hmm. And then whenever, like, the cloud gaming or whatever starts kicking off, when they're going to probably that's going to be the next thing they try and shove down people's throats. I mean, I know they already have cloud gaming, but when it becomes, like, more of a thing. So it's like, you just play it right off the cloud.
I'm still skeptical about all that.
Oh, yeah, I think it's garbage. I think it's a stupid idea, but I feel like, but it's Microsoft, so.
Yeah. Well, here's my thing. It brings up an interesting point, because recently, just kind of jumping the gun maybe on topics, but all these Marvel games have been pulled off the shelves, seemingly because Activision, Capcom, a couple other companies have lost their licensing, or all the licensing's expired via Marvel Disney.
Yeah.
So now the only game that's published currently that can still sell games is Lego Marvel Superheroes. Which that's not going to go away anytime soon, at least, The problem is, a lot of these games have DLC, and a lot of people were griping, like, oh, well, I own the game, or I bought it digitally, and now I don't have access to stuff, which I found out that that's not true.
Yeah.
Like, if all my save files get corrupted on Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom, and I have to re-download it, I can re-download all the updates, and I can get all the DLC that I bought, all two characters.
Sad.
I like the part where you said update for Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom.
Yeah, it gives us hope.
Well, there was like a couple. There was like 2 or 3 within 4 months.
But the joke. Sorry, go ahead.
I get it.
You mean Mr. Fantastic's DLC?
I think if you buy the game, if you didn't own any of that stuff and you're just now, right now, I want to go and play that game. I want to go and buy it. I want to go check it out.
Yeah.
So then you go to your local game store. You go and buy it for, I don't know, probably $18. I think anything more than that is probably a ripoff, just FYI. And you go to the game, you load it up, and I think at the very least you'll be able to get all the updates for it. They'll support it that much. But you won't be able to buy any of the DLC characters, which are only available digitally.
Marvel vs. Capcom Origins is still available on the PlayStation Network and Xbox.
Yeah, well, because the license only came up on that recently as maybe a year. So I'm pretty sure they got a couple of more to go.
I thought it was their contract with Marvel, like in general.
Because we'll sell our game, we will destroy
because like
you.
they took down like X-Men Origins games, like from that Activision published. They took down all of their Marvel associated games,
Yeah, but
except for like Marvel's Capcom Origins, which I think they may have just not cared about that game.
Well, that contract for that one was recent. It was more recent because MVC2 had been around since before, like a year before MVC3 came out. You know.
Yeah, but Marvel's Capcom Origins is way older than that.
The game, yes, but not the licensing agreement between Capcom and Marvel. The game has only been around for maybe a year, available online. So the whole thing about licensing and the contract that was made is probably not expired
So
yet.
they have an individual contract for each title?
Yes.
Then why did X-Men Origins and everything else run out at the exact same time that Marvel pulled their...
Because
Marvel
those
pulled the
those
concept?
was with another company.
Yeah, but like on the same day, like all those different games like got that contract.
They might have been all part of one big contract with Activision.
'Cause I know that it can be selective, like...
Was that all Activision, though? That all ran out at the same time?
A few.
Well,
of them
no,
were.
well, it was those, and then the Ultimate Marvel's Cap, like the Cap. It wasn't just Capcom. It was like Capcom, Activision.
Well, because the Simpsons
whatever.
game is also not available, and that was with Activision also, I believe.
It's also not available.
No more Simpsons.
Yeah.
racing?
That's what I'm saying. That they pulled like everything, but I just don't know why. Marvel's Capcom Origins and like one other Marvel's Capcom game is like the only ones that are still there.
Those are OGs.
Yeah.
I would just say it's probably Capcom had a separate contract from that. That's probably be expired in another year.
They
Maybe.
were probably like, we didn't make back our money yet.
I don't know
Keep that
exactly.
one.
Yeah.
You bring up a good point, but I don't know.
Yeah.
So that's my only guess is that it's a separate contract,
Yeah.
separate from those games. But yeah, I mean my whole point of this whole debacle. Oh, come on. My whole point of this whole debacle is that if you're trying to get a game that you never played before and the licensing agreement is already expired or what have you, like they're not making the game, they don't produce it, blah blah blah, and there's no definitive version and there's lots of digital content that help make the game that wouldn't be available because it's only digital and they don't sell it there anymore. So when you're getting the game like Ultimate Marvel and then you take it home, at the very least you could probably be able to update at least on the gen that it was made on, but you won't be able to access any other digital exclusive content. So if I like I said, if I pick up the game for the first time and I go and load it up on my system, I'm not going to be able to get Jill or Shuma.
I do think there's the irony in that, because Capcom's all about that DLC. You know, and it's just like... it's just like the whole thing where it's like, yeah, you know, we make all our money off a fucking DLC, but we're gonna make it so you can't get any DLC.
Well, the thing is like because when it comes to updates and stuff, those are solely between Sony and Microsoft.
Yeah.
It's not the updates aren't a Marvel product. It's something that Sony allows to be like updates and stuff. They have to go through Sony first, which is why like stuff gets released like on Xbox Live before PlayStation because Sony encrypts their updates and shit and double checks everything. But they are the ones that release it, so they have to say over the updates. So along the PlayStation Network's around, like it's gonna like if you have a retail copy, it's gonna automatically update, or the game itself. Through PlayStation like. Since PlayStation controls the updates and stuff like that for the game, they're gonna always provide that content. But as far as the stuff that goes directly to like Marvel, or not like directly, but like the paid stuff, they're making money off of.
The stuff that's gonna be available on the store.
Yeah,
you know,
exclusivity.
Like I guess the whole thing. My whole problem was that if you buy the content and then your stuff gets corrupted or deleted, or you have to reformat your computer for whatever, or your system for whatever purpose. That my whole argument, because I thought initially you weren't going to be able, you were going to lose all that. Like, so I was going to lose Jill and Shuma and any update that came with it. Like, they're just not supporting the game anymore.
That would be fucking
but it turned out to not be true to the extent of, well, if you own all that stuff, it's still there. You can go to your purchase account history in your system, and it'll be there. I was like, okay, well, that makes sense because it is there. Yeah. And I checked, and it is.
Yeah, because Sony would have to refund every single person at that point.
Yeah.
Sony's the store that you buy it from, so they're not gonna, you know.
Well, and that's the other thing. That's
Yeah.
another slippery slope, which I think in the next 3 years is probably going to change dramatically. But Steam is and Origins, EA Origin, which I don't know if that was reluctance or not, or if that was just like, hey, yeah, this is messed up on our part. Here you go.
Yeah.
But there's nothing that says that anyone has to offer refunds digitally, and most companies don't. Steam actually doesn't, but because of that World War Z game that came out and that bombed, and people were promised money, a lot of people asked for their refunds.
Yeah.
Because, like, this game is shit. And so Steam actually came Valve, and refunded a lot of those people that had asked for refunds. But that was out of their own generosity, and then the same thing happened, I believe, with EA, where with SimCity, that people were asking for refunds of their digital copies, and they were giving them refunds. But it's like, if you go to GameStop or your local game store, and you don't like a game, you can go like, hey, it didn't work or whatever, and you get a refund. Depending what their policy is, you're going to get in-store credit, or you're going to get your money back.
Just because I had to read the terms of service at one point. It's actually in both Steam and Origin that you can actually get a refund on any of your digital products if you agree to forfeit your account entirely.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, if you agree to just literally not have access to that account anymore, you can by law request to get a refund on your items. Yeah.
Couldn't you just make another account right afterwards?
Yeah, to spend that money all back again. The point is that you don't want to use the products anymore.
Well, what if you only had one game?
What is the point of doing that though? What purpose is that?
They don't want you. They don't want your business.
Because the worth that you paid for isn't as much as your account. Not everybody has tons of games. Some for SimCity, a lot of people just got Origin or just went to Origin just for SimCity because it's the only place that has SimCity. So people didn't care about their Origin account. I want a refund. Well, not everybody knew about this. It was very a small one.
Well, no one reads those.
Or a 0.5%, 2 people out of the hundreds of people that I called. So yeah, it's a very minute amount of people. Those people who find that kind of stuff know what they're getting into in the first place. So that's not an option that anybody advertises. Just if you read it, it's really tight. It's not you just read through the paragraphs and you'll find it. But it's there. It's just nobody's gonna read the fucking 11 pages of terms of service.
Well, there you go, listeners. Bobby Beetle dropping knowledge.
Yeah,
it was very interesting. But I
would never do that because you buy more than one game, you don't want to close your fucking account for one refund. I think
in contrast, it's funny because Steam was kind of applauded to where EA was just oh, they're only doing it because they have to.
It's their statuses, yeah.
Yeah, so it's it was kind of the same case because Steam approved this World War Z guy. I think it was World War Z, right? The one that bombed, or was that DayZ?
I think it was Daisy.
Was it Daisy? I'm not sure. When did this happen? When did you hear about this?
This was around the fall, summer.
Okay, because
the game came out and it bombed. It was some Romanian dude who had a track record of fucking people over.
Romanians.
He promised all this content that they didn't even get close to do. I promised you 20 different things, and I gave you half of one.
It's definitely not DayZ. Yeah. DayZ is loved by all.
Okay, so it was World War Z.
Yeah, it's World War Z or Arma 3, which DayZ is a mod.
Oh no, it was called War Z.
War Z, yeah.
It was the War Z, and it was capitalizing off of World War Z. The movie.
I think I know what you're talking about then.
Yeah. So DayZ was pissed off about that. The guys at DayZ, because they're just capitalizing off the game, and not only that, but War Z guys made a shitty ass game. They took all these people money, and they didn't. And then the main dude, that Romanian dude I was talking about, I think he was Romanian. I forget his name. But he was a shady dude. Johnny Tapia. He ran with all the money and didn't do anything, and left Steam with the bill. And then Steam, I think, at first was reluctant about giving money back, and then but they did. So that's kind of moot. That point's moot. Yeah. But the thing is that there's the developers for the War Z got greenlit before there was any content to show for the game, which the whole thing about with the Project Greenlight thing that they have was you got to have something to show and impress us, and then we'll let you do the early beta access stuff. Yeah. But they pretty much just threw money at Valve and said hey, let us put this game through Project Greenlight, whatever, so people can check out the early access. And so they just were okay, cool. And then people were in there this game is terrible. It didn't go through the safeguards that most games have to go through. Yeah. To get approved to go on Steam. It just kind of passed them all because it was tossing money at Valve, so that it could pass the game on Steam, and everybody was okay, well, if Steam is proving this game, obviously it's got to be good because everything on Steam is incredible, So you go by that logic, and you're not going to lose. And then when it turned out that these guys didn't deliver on anything, they just ran with the fucking money. Well, particularly one person. people were pissed. Like for once, it's just like the love of my life just fucked me over. So people started going to Steam for answers. So yeah, they had to. And well, the biggest question was just like, why would you greenlight these guys, especially when this dude's all shady and they had nothing to show for the game and nothing but empty promises in the end after that. So there was a lot of questions raised, which. Yeah. Were quickly swept under the rug.
Yeah, they literally just tried to ride the popularity of like World War Z, and then the popularity of the DayZ that everybody loves. You know, so either way,
and of course Jay-Z as well.
Everybody thought that it was going to be like something similar at least, but it was just terrible.
Well, Valve needed money to make all those Steam boxes that they recently came out.
It was really just like
that is shallow and probably true. Shallow.
They're like, we're going to pretend like we're really super pissed off, but really, thanks for the Steam boxes.
Yeah. Thanks a lot.
But just moving on to another company that everybody loves, Capcom. And Capcom, basically, they I don't know if this guy's the president, but Kazunori Sugiura.
Sugi.
Yeah, Sugi. He says that.
You want a knife to butcher that name some more?
No, I want a katana, actually. That's appropriate. But anyway, says that Capcom intends to reaffirm their presence in the fighting game genre next year. This was written last year, so this is the year. So we just gotta wait. And supposedly they were supposed to make an announcement after this, but I never heard how they were planning to reaffirm their position.
The Ultra Street Fighter 4 probably is their main one.
Well, see, that's the thing, because like. Well, that was the speculation. This is
then they have Deep Down and I think another game.
So deep.
They have a Beautiful Joe game. No, not
yeah,
Beautiful Joe.
Everybody wants that.
It's
there's one guy in this room that does. Their slippers are fuzzy.
No, I didn't mean no. Like no, I don't want one. I said no. It's not Beautiful Joe. I think it's a Strider Hiryu game.
I think.
Was that a fighting game though?
I think they're just gonna.
Throw
all their guns everywhere. That's
a fighting genre. I mean,
one of the reasons. I think that's why Mega Man is going to be in a new Super Smash Bros. Game.
Yeah,
as a part of that whole, let's bring Capcom's fighting force to the forefront.
Capcom Fighting Jam Part 2.
Yeah.
Reuse sprites for every character.
I want them to bring. It's not even a fighting game, but I want them to bring Onimusha back.
Yeah.
You know the Onimusha series never even got an HD remake on the play. It's not even. Doesn't have any. It doesn't have any presence on the PlayStation.
Wow.
Network.
That's sad.
It's funny.
That's Onimusha. That has genre no in the third one, man.
Too bad.
It's funny on two levels. One, because no one was asking for that.
I was.
And two, it's like none of them were really true HD remixes.
Except for Street Fighter.
What are you talking about?
What do you mean?
I just hated the whole thing, like HD remake.
Yeah,
like,
I was just saying. I was just myself
HD
surprised
remake.
that Onimusha was never touched. Even
I think just because nobody was asking for it.
That's true. I was asking for it. I was just surprised because they're doing stuff that nobody asked for. They're doing all this shit.
But that's the thing, though. It's like it seems like they'll make a good franchise and they'll have a following, and they're like, "No, we're done with it."
Well, yeah, Dragon's Dogma. They just added a new level and an HD texture pack and called it Dark Arisen.
Yeah,
but they're not gonna fucking make. They're probably not gonna make a second one. And like they just have. That game is so original. You know, there's so such originality.
The only hit they have going for them is Monster Hunter. And that game's big in Japan and would be big in the US, but for whatever fucking reason, they're not marketing it over here as big as they are in Japan. And people are loving it in Japan. It's like a high-end like Pokemon. Like you're going around, you're just like hunting monsters. That's literally like hunting big-ass dragon.
Or are they hunting you?
Well, yeah, a couple years ago they came out and said that even when
they came out with the version I think on PS3, but
when Resident Evil 6 came out, they were disappointed in its figures, and it sold pretty doggone well.
Yeah, I think it sold 5 million.
Yeah, and they still weren't happy with that. If they don't have the franchises meeting the quota that they want them to make, which are ungodly numbers, they're done with them.
That's true.
No, it didn't sell 5 million. What it was that they were expecting Resident Evil 6 to bring in 5 million or 7 million. They were expecting DMC to bring in about the same, and there was another game as well to bring in about 3 million. And then they tightened the numbers. They're like, okay, well, obviously those games aren't going to meet those goals.
Yeah.
So let's knock down DMC to 2.5 million or 2.6 million, some shit like that. Let's knock down Resident Evil 6 to 3 million, and the other game to like 1.5 million. And then in the summer, none of those games still met the quotas.
Yeah.
So like I remember DMC barely coming out, I think, at 2 million. So it's still like 600,000 short.
Yeah.
So it's just like, yep, you guys kind of shot yourself in the foot on this.
Well, that's the thing, and it seems like Resident Evil and DMC are the two. Those are the only franchises Capcom really seems to even care about.
Yeah.
And like that and Street Fighter nowadays. But it's just like everything else is just like swept under the rug. It's like, well, those aren't our multi-million-dollar titles, so fuck them. You know, and then it's like now I think that's why they were like, well, maybe we'll just focus on fighting games because our two like golden franchises are not doing as well. Obviously, because Capcom didn't make them that great, according to the majority of people that play them. And it's just like I feel like now they're just like grasping for straws. It's like, well, we got Ultra Street Fighter, the same Street Fighter you've been playing for the last 5 years now. Yeah. It's just like, and it pisses me off because they have so many great titles. Power Stone, keep bringing it up. Bring back Power Stone.
Yeah, right.
Dino Crisis, come on, kids love dinosaurs. You know, but I mean, like you said, Beautiful Joe. I know, Dino Crisis was terrible. But I think it could be good now. I think with the game mechanics, it would be a stupid-ass game as it was.
I think they recently announced, like, the new Phoenix Wright game, and people were like, oh, that's great.
Objection.
But yeah, the problem with Phoenix Wright is it's only on the handhelds. So it's like there's no Phoenix Wrights for consoles. And it's like, and people love it. People love Phoenix Wright games, and they're not making it for the console for people to play on. They're making it for fucking handhelds, which those don't even sell a whole lot. There's not like this clamoring of people wanting handhelds because everyone's got this big-ass fucking cell phone in their pocket.
Yeah, but they do make money off of those.
Yeah. They do make money off of those, and that's part of the problem to where it's like, okay, even for the amount of handhelds that are out there compared to people that have consoles, these games are selling remarkably well, you know? Why aren't they making it for console?
Well,
that's the big thing.
I think Monster Hunter was their first kind of foray into the whole realm with the because they had the deal with Nintendo where they were going to do the Monster Hunter games. They did they had the Monster Hunter 3 on the Wii, and then they re-released it on the 3DS, and they re-released it again on the Wii U, and they were supposed to have Monster Hunter 4 come out on the 3DS and the Wii U, assumingly.
Yeah.
But
that was part of the other problem with when they brought it stateside.
They sell so much better.
Was only for Nintendo.
Yeah, well, they sell so much better on the 3DS or on the handhelds than they do on the consoles.
I mean, that's the other thing is that they're doing really well in Japan, but I believe they're also on PS3 in Japan, the Monster Hunter games, or Vita.
Yeah, they're on Vita. They're
Vita's
not
mobile.
on PS3 though.
I thought Tri was. I don't know. Anyways, but that's the whole thing is like these games are great, and I was looking at it, I was like, man, this game I would play this game, and then I was trying to find a copy, and then that's when I found out the whole thing about it's only in Japan, and then when I found out, oh, this is going to be on the Wii U, that's cool. When's it coming on PS3? It's like, oh, it's not because it's going to be exclusive for Wii U and the Wii U and the 3DS or the new what was the new one? It was like the new 3D minus or some shit like that. 2DS. So it's just like a fucking DS Lite. I was like, why would you even call it 2DS?
Because it's in 2D and it's not in 3D.
But isn't the regular DS in 2D? And there's like a 2D, like a freaking
2 screens,
mega one and a small one and a regular one.
XL.
Yeah.
And then they made the 3DS, and then they just went back and made the 3DS, but.
I think they kind of had to do that because the 3D was. I think the 3DS had a warning. It was like if you have a child under 7, they cannot play this game because we don't want to get sued
when they go blind.
With your kid's eyes popping out.
Nice. I'm waiting for the 4DS where it just transcends space and time.
Yeah. Where Deadpool comes out.
That was the thing. Is like
the
problem was like there was no point in making the 2DS because you already had the previous DS. Weren't they doing like the same thing? A lot of people complaining about that. Like people that actually collect that platform.
Yeah, but the thing is, with 2DS, you don't have that 3D slider, so you can buy the 2DS for like a 2-year-old, and you don't have to worry about their eyes exploding from the 3D.
And I think that was the other gripe that the 3DS did have the slider, so you could just turn off the 3D. So a lot of people were just like, "Well, what the hell does that matter?" And I think they still lost money off of that, didn't they?
Off of
coming off the 2DS because it didn't sell as well as they were hoping it would.
No, I think they were all right. Because it's a handheld, and when Nintendo releases handhelds, they always sell.
Okay.
They always sell.
They are the kings, the reigning kings, undefeated, undisputed of the
Well, I will
handhelds.
take your word on it.
Back to my point, I think Onimusha would do good to have a remake.
I agree.
I
Okay.
agree with that.
We do need a new Onimusha.
As far as
like, it was
Capcom
fun.
goes, Onimusha was a great series. 3 aside,
Was the action person 3 aside?
yeah, the one with Jean Reno.
That
I didn't
was
like
two.
that one.
That was 2.
Really?
Are you sure that was 2? I don't think that was
Oh,
2.
no,
that was 3.
Oh,
That was
3?
three.
Okay. Yeah, 2 was
That's
with
when
Jubei.
he went to the future.
Because they brought back Samanosuke, right? For the third one?
He was in all of them.
No, he wasn't in the second one.
Yeah, he was.
No.
It was a different character. It was Jubei.
Oh, Jubei. Yeah. No, you're right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so then they brought... Because that was the time travel one was the third one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he had, like, the whip or whatever.
Yeah, Jean Reno had the whip, which...
Yeah, the most...
I didn't like it. The game sucked.
It was kind of kinky, but
The most
kind of
I
I
weird,
played
too.
through it, but it sucked.
The most poorly received one was Onimusha 4, which was Dawn of Dreams with Soki the Blue Demon.
Oh,
that was
okay.
the most poorly received. It is my
But
favorite.
that one was the best one. It had
The-
all
the-
these cool characters.
Yeah, that's
the only one I didn't play.
It's an opinion though, but like it's
that
not,
one was so good.
It's not when I say poorly received. It was like the least of the 4. You know, like
Those people don't know what the fuck they're talking about. To me, that's like no, I understand what you're
You got a
saying.
pin and you
But that
shove
game
it
was
down your
great.
throat.
Like that was
Yeah.
my favorite one.
Yeah.
That one was my favorite one because it had a lot of great mechanics, and
Oh,
it
yeah,
was
it was
fun.
fun.
It was fast paced, and the characters were interesting. Like, and you could pick between 4 different ones.
yeah, and then you fucking
know?
you have a
Could you be a
Jubei-
panda?
Yeah, you have Jubei. Well, you have Jubei's daughter.
Oh, nice.
She's from the Jubei line. And
Oh, what was her
him
name?
and-
Ohashi or something like
Her
that.
name was Jubei. She was named after.
Oh, the
whatever
little ninja girl.
Yeah.
Oh, I never.
Make love
Anyways,
to
and then
the
there was
ninja
there was the Spaniard.
Oh, she had the demon eye.
Yeah.
Yeah,
She had the
yeah,
Spaniard, and then there was the Spaniard Roberto. It was awesome.
Oh,
And then fucking,
yeah.
yeah, and then fucking, I forget his name. It's something.
Was he a conquistador?
No, it's some weird name, and it was a dude with red armor and a staff. And you later find out at the end of the game that was Samanosuke the entire time.
Oh,
Yeah.
And
nice.
he was basically just leading you on, saying like you're doing good.
No, and then there was Ohashi too.
Huh?
She was the Japanese chick with the gun.
Oh yeah, her. She was okay.
No one cares about that.
like
Well, that's probably why I didn't do HD remake because there were four games, right?
Yeah, there's 4 games.
Because I remember they remade Okami twice.
Oh.
They did a Wii version. No, they did a Wii version, a 2D or a DS version, and they brought a HD for the HD consoles.
Yeah, I think the first Wii version was like the PS2 one, but they made it with like the Wii controls or something like that.
Now, you guys are actually making me want to play Onimusha 4. Like, no trolling. No trolls.
Oh yeah,
I think rolling.
still
Soki
has
the
it.
Blue Demon is a badass.
Because I love the first 3. Well, third one not as much. But yeah, like, the fourth one sounds badass. Like, I gotta play this.
Yeah, it's very cool. Yeah, I just want that to be like even like and like maybe if it's like in a 4-pack, maybe it's like less. They don't want to do it as much. It's not like an even trilogy or something. But remember Metal Gear.
Yeah.
They don't know how to release a trilogy in the HD collection.
Yeah, they kept not putting
what
the
3
first
games
one
do you
in there.
want? We'll give you the second one, the third one, and Peace Walker.
Yeah,
You want
yes,
that?
yeah.
No, what was the first one? There's this trilogy. It's got the third one, it's got the second one, it's got twin. I don't even fucking know.
Here's the one from the original Nintendo.
Oh yeah,
Apex
it did.
graphics.
Yeah, it did come. They put the
Well,
one from the
Legacy
original-
Yeah,
has
those
it
are
all.
Legacy.
They do not want to
Legacy's
put
got
it all.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the first one. They're finally like, all right, we'll let you play the first
That was
one.
like the 4th one, or 4th or 5th one. Just like finally.
Capcom's
Gave me
pretty
the
iffy about that because they re-released the Resident Evil title that came out on the 3DS, which was pretty good on the 3DS. Revelations.
Oh, okay.
For the HD consoles, I remember playing the demo on the Wii U.
Was that the one that came after RE4?
Yeah,
I think that
Yeah.
was. Oh, okay, yeah, it was. I was thinking Operation Raccoon City,
That's-
which that one did awful as well. Like,
Oh, that was the newer one.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
one
that was
didn't
made
meet
by an American team. I don't
Yeah.
remember which developer it was.
well, yeah, but a lot of Capcom games were like DMC was made by Ninja Theory, and Asura's Wrath was made by CyberConnect 2.
Yeah.
And that was another part of the thing that they were outsourcing a few of their
Yeah,
games.
yeah,
and that-
yeah.
All those games tanked. Like,
Yeah.
there was no game that... It was basically like the whole Nintendo thing. Like, hey, let's outsource Legend of Zelda. And it was like that crappy one that was on 3DO or whatever the fuck it was.
Octorok.
Yeah. I saved you, princess. Or some dumb shit like that.
Oh, shit.
They're all poorly animated. That's when Nintendo was like, you know what? Fuck everyone else. We're gonna, with retro aside, we're gonna be making all our games in house.
Yeah.
You know. And now that I don't know, maybe Capcom will learn from that because when Capcom makes their own games, they're great, they're fun. But when they outsource,
I have a topic real quick.
Well, Asher's Wrath is garbage.
Yeah.
DMC sucks balls. I don't care what anyone says. DMC is great for people that are just now playing the Devil May Cry series.
Yeah.
But if you grew up with it like we did, DMC sucks balls.
Oh yeah, I had a lot of high hopes for Operation Raccoon City because I saw the gameplay. Like, this looks like so much fun. I think I played the demo. I'm like, this isn't so much fun.
Yeah, no.
I'd rather get bitten by an actual zombie.
The only cool thing was that you could kill Leon Kennedy.
That's not cool at all. No one kills Leon Kennedy. Nobody.
No. True.
Anyway, what are you gonna say, Beetle?
Oh no. What was I gonna say before that?
Oh no.
Oh no.
Smeg.
Smog. That's what I was gonna say. Yeah, DMC. Yeah, it's got pretty welcoming gameplay, but it's dumb. It's for people who just gonna get into it and just like mash some buttons.
Well, my biggest gripe was that. Oh, go ahead.
Dante.
I'm gonna go to a whole different game. I have another topic I want to talk about.
Yeah, my biggest gripe was with like people were talking about. Oh, you can do all this cool stuff with Dante and stuff. I was like, yeah, but that's what Nero was. Like, there's nothing that Dante can't do that Dante can do that Nero couldn't. Yeah. You know, they just added the only unique thing they added, which isn't even unique, is that they gave him like the angel and demon powers to where he could like grip long distances. Like, but Nero had that already, and they didn't call it fucking angel and demon powers. You know, angel hand and demon hand. It was just his demon arm.
Well, they made
That's literally what it was.
They made them Nephilims and shit, which is.
Just to comment on the fucking grappling hook, I hate how they added that. I hate when they add like abilities, and I was like, now you have to use it. Like that's the only way to get through the level. It's like, here's a camera, you gotta grab it with your demon arms. Like I don't want to grab this fucking camera.
Good. Yeah, in all the DMC games, you always just like you're running by, like, hey, shotgun.
Yeah.
And then you're just
and you couldn't do the demon. I don't believe you can do the demon arm on fighting in the DMC game. But you could with Nero, to where you could like reach out and grab people with the demon arm.
What you can do is just like if you do like in DMC, if you do like the angel grapple, it pulls them towards you. If you do a demon grapple, you
no, but I mean
them.
in DMC you could actually use it to like fight people.
Are you saying DMC for like all the DMC?
I mean, I'm sorry. In Devil May Cry 4, I'm
Acronyms,
stupid. I'm stupid. Devil May Cry 4, like Nero could actually use it to fight, not just like to get towards people.
No, he can only grab. He can only grab with it. He can grab or he can close quarter grab, and he just goes into an animation for whatever melee animation he has.
But like his demon mode.
Yeah, he pulls out Yamato.
Yeah,
demon
but that's
mode.
what. Okay.
Like you say, he pulls out your.
So
mama.
he still fights with it. He just has that basic sword attack still.
Yeah.
But I mean, they're all unique.
Well, like everything
attack,
that people like try to argue for Dante, it's like, well, Nero could do all that. That's what all that's
Simpsons
based off of.
Well,
and then they tried to combine him. They did basically all they did was combine Dante with Nero, and it was kind of like I didn't like it.
Yeah,
like
dumb.
this isn't Dante. This is still Nero with with some Dante tutelage. That's all it was.
Now Ninja Theory, when it comes down to it, Ninja Theory can't do what Hideki Kamiya's Platinum games can do as far as combos and action goes.
Yeah,
because the Hideki Kamiya and his Platinum Games crew, which are now like I think whatever they called. But
they're down to gold.
They basically any game that they can make the main character. They can make you feel like a badass whenever you play that game.
Yeah.
Like all the games are always over the top. They don't take themselves seriously. Like Resident Evil 4, they made the Okami series, Beautiful Joe. These are all like main characters that they make in these games that you want to be, and they make you feel like a badass when you play. They're like Raiden. They just make you do crazy shit, like chop a fucking building in half. Like they do everything to make you feel like a badass. They give you the tools, but they can still make it hard and base it off of your skill level. You know what I mean? They're just really good at that. I don't think Ninja Theory gets that. They just made a really hard. They make really hard Ninja Gaiden games, which I don't know.
And then they ruin Metroid.
And then they make it really, really easy afterwards. And
you're actually thinking of Team. You're thinking of Team Ninja.
Huh?
Team Ninja makes.
Oh, am I thinking of Team Ninja? Okay, well, my bad.
I was completely wrong.
Ninja Theory.
Yeah.
Ninja. Rock.
As far as the,
I can't remember a whole lot of what else they do.
As far as the combo hack and slash genre, I think Hideki Kamiya's got that shit on lock. I just don't want them to keep remaking shit just for the sake to do it. Like you said, like the fucking the DMC and Resident Evil are like they're two golden
those
ones.
are like that's all they want to do is push those.
Yeah.
But yeah, you said you had another topic.
Oh yeah, I was gonna talk about Elder Scrolls Online.
I'm
very interested in Elder Scrolls. Anything Elder Scrolls. I've been looking forward to the Elder Scrolls Online. Still haven't gotten a beta But
I got one. I'll give it to you.
But yeah. There's a recent announcement that it's going to be subscription based, so it's going to be a $15 subscription based on top of the $60 full game.
What is this?
There's Elder Scrolls Online.
Oh, okay.
A lot of people are not receiving that very well since everybody's kind of doing free to play. WoW's going to move to free to play soon.
Well, they already have up to level 40.
Yeah.
Unless you've already got the game and have like level 80 characters.
And so they're saying like because Elder Scrolls is a really loved series, so there's going to be a lot of fans.
Oh yeah.
But as far as the gameplay videos that they released so far, it's still a work in progress. There's like nothing concrete that it's going to make anybody want to pay $60 for the full game and then the $15 subscription immediately right after. So you just spending like $90 right out the gate for before you get to play it.
They should at least drop the base price. I can understand the monthly fee, and if that's where they're going to make all their money, make it like $40.
See, this is one thing I get that Capcom made a good decision on when they released like the second iteration of Street Fighter 4, where they just released it for like $40 or like $30. That was a really good decision. They should do something like that. Just cut the price in half, and then still have the subscription.
Yeah, exactly.
Because like if you do like a free to play game, you're paying like monthly, or like a free game, and then you pay the subscription only. Over 2 years, you spend like a certain amount of money, and in that you're doing that in 2 days by buying the full game, and then a $15 subscription right off the bat in one day.
I think that's the thing with so many MMOs. It's like it's going to be hard. I mean, obviously, like you said, they have a huge fan base, but it's like you can go play so many other MMOs for free, or at least up to a certain level.
There's so many.
So it's a lot to ask to pay $60 and then $15 a month. Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe they already have the sales projections. It's like, well, people are going to buy it anyway.
The thing is, who did that last time was BioWare with Star Wars: Old Republic. Old Republic is free to play because it failed horribly. It failed because of the quality of the game.
Oh, okay.
They could not when people get to the end game, the end game content, they just finished it like that.
Oh wow!
But the quality was so high and everything was interesting, but they couldn't get the new content out. In like an efficient basis.
Yeah.
If they're going to sacrifice the quality and get out faster, but it just wasn't coming out fast enough. So everybody's like, well, we beat this game in like 3 months, whereas WoW, you have like you play through like a year, and then you get to a point where you finally get to the end game content, and then it takes like 40 people, and it takes like 3 hours of raiding to get through that shit. As far as Old Republic, it's more entertaining. It's it's better scripted. It's a better experience, but it's like really fucking fast.
Gotcha.
Just like that quality that you just burn through quickly. So that's what they're trying to say about. Well, not trying to say, but that's a possibility about Elder Scrolls Online. Maybe it'll turn out to be really good quality, but
hopefully
people are just hoping that they're not going to get to the end game content and just like have nothing to do anymore.
Yeah.
If I paid for a subscription, I'm going to immediately end it.
Is Old Republic still around, or
yeah, it's free to play now.
Okay,
they had to. That's what they're saying. Like everything's eventually turning free to play.
Yeah,
and like the big one that's always kept it up, WoW, is not even turned into free.
They're
to play.
They're slowly leaning away from that, which a lot of the diehards have always been angry since Vanilla, because Vanilla was like this whole journey. It was an experience. You had to walk everywhere. You had to pretty much sacrifice your life for 2-3 months just to fucking buy one mount. A mount used to cost like 100 gold, and I remember we would be like living it up because we had 5 gold. I'm so serious.
I got Melanus.
Like, how much gold do you have? I remember Hibiki, because all
Always
she would
paid
do,
our debts.
like when the 3 of us were playing, me, Hibiki, and Beetle, at one point I remember she had like 25 gold because she just held on. Like, she didn't understand the game that well, so she had a lot of low end stuff.
Hoarded all the money.
Yeah, she was like a level 30 with like level 16 like weapons and shit. And so, it didn't matter because I was always tank, and then she would help me, and he would do DPS. Yeah. But she also did a lot of like the herbal. She had the herbal crafting stuff.
Yeah.
And
it still is. So
yeah, she would make potions for people or whatever, or like sell some of her items. And so she would. It wasn't a whole lot, but somehow she got all the way up to 20 something. I was like, Jesus Christ! You keep this up, and in a year's time, you'll be able to.
Hey, you're gonna beat somebody, kid.
Yeah, you'll be able to get a mount, and we'll be still walking. And I remember I was happy because I remember the first time I made my first gold, and it was like 2 weeks.
Did you frame
it took me 2 weeks to make 1 gold.
This is the first gold I ever made.
I was always frustrated because I would see people with these cool mounts. Because like the first thing when you get out of was it Brill?
Rehab?
I don't remember.
Prison?
Yeah.
Brill, I think, is the undead town you start in. So the first thing you see when you get out of Brill, besides monsters, is like a little town before you get to Undercity, and it's got horses there. So it's like, oh, dude, I get to exactly. That's exactly what it is. I get to ride undead horses, and then when you see how much it was like 80 gold, and for like the really badass, like the faster one, it was like 120 gold. Yeah. I was like, dude. I have like 20 copper. I've got 20 copper, you know?
Did you give you a mule like in Red Dead when you start off? You just have like a crappy donkey.
I was just so mad like all the time.
I just want to ride Epona.
Yeah. Well, would you say that experience would warrant a subscription more than something high quality like Star Wars?
I think, well, at the time it did because it was the only game that was really out there that was MMO.
There's Final Fantasy.
No, that didn't come out till years later.
Did it not?
I thought it was first.
It was like a year or two later.
I thought it was first.
Chocobos!
Final Fantasy Online?
Yeah.
I think Mike was playing Final Fantasy before WoW came out.
Yeah, it was before WoW. Because remember that everyone always saying like that's what killed MMOs for me, and then Warcraft came out, and everyone was like, "Oh my god, this game's so great!" And I'm like, I can't even touch it. I'm done.
You didn't really touch Warcraft.
I never played WoW because I was done with MMOs.
I guess if that's the case, then whatever. But
anyway, it was a troll because that game was terrible.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Well, that was subscription based, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Well, at the time, you know. Two games out there, you know. But then you had Ultima and stuff like that. So
Evercrest.
You can always revert to that. Regardless, I would say at that time, it was justified, especially if people were liking it more than Final Fantasy, to where you could kill a character and if you died, or you could fight a monster, but you need like 80 people to go. Not 80, but
the whole city.
You need a lot of people to go with you. And if the wait was too long, people would drop out and go do something else. So you could be waiting there for like... I remember at one point, Mike was sitting there waiting like 8 hours all night just for nothing to happen. Wow. All these people sitting in a thing, and then as soon as they're about to get someone else, like another person leaves. Like, well, now we got to replace that guy.
Leroy!
We were just about to go. And then he's in the middle of this battle... And he dies, and there's no one there to heal him, or he couldn't be healed. I don't remember what it was. But he didn't gain any of those, like, any stats or anything. Like, he pretty much lost whatever he had, and he was fucked. And he was pissed off. And then came the infamous...
Mob Deep.
Your little thing. The little thing that you posted. After a hard day's work, I like to take a nice long shit.
Yeah, I said poop.
And then all he got was like a bunch of LOLs.
Yeah.
And he flipped. Mike flipped the fuck out. Started yelling at Beetle and stuff. And then
that was a long time ago,
Yeah, we had a few choice words.
Yeah.
And then I grabbed all my games and DVDs that were laying scratched all around his floor. Like, you're never borrowing these again.
Yeah.
It was around,
That shit gets serious.
And then I killed a man. And no one's ever found his body to this day.
Yeah.
But I was going to say, going back to Elder Scrolls Online, they announced something that people were pretty excited about, but pretty much you can fight your way through body after body to become the Emperor. And apparently they're going to do this through PvP. So I guess that's just to make more people want to go into that. So I guess when you fight people...
that's what I was going to talk about.
So it's PvP only?
No, that's just one option that you can do. Like, basically, it grants you alliance points, and you can gain control of territories and gain influence. And whoever has the most points is the Emperor.
The Emperor.
Like, of that server?
Of the world.
Yeah, okay.
Well, I don't know how many servers they're going to have, but I guess.
Have a few.
Yeah, but I guess, you're the Emperor of, I don't know, Joe Blow's Elder Scrolls server. But I think that'd be pretty cool. Just go around and be a dick. Hey, I'm the Emperor here. You got to pay taxes. You got to pay me tide. It's like you're like a level 1, but I literally just logged on.
So do you
pay
need,
me tide.
The Emperor in like Elder Scrolls, like lore would be like they would be like the Emperor of Tamriel, like the whole.
Oh, okay.
So that's technically what the Emperor would be, because in Skyrim, when you have an assassination mission to kill the Emperor, when he's like goes up to whatever Skyrim, but that's what I would think it would be. But that would be crazy. Yeah, but it would depend like how many servers they have or something like that.
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Would be badass if they only had one server, just one emperor, just one dude that
that'd be-
plays all day.
Can you imagine the mind games, dude?
Oh my
Oh my
god!
god! Everybody trying to overthrow the king. They have to follow certain rules.
That would be awesome
Mutinies.
if you could like band together and just have like, because you know the whole game in Skyrim is like there's a rebel force
Yeah.
trying to take him over, and if literally like he's really powerful, but if you had like if you're rolling like 30 deep, you could kill him.
I was like,
and
can you
you take
imagine?
him over.
Can you imagine being the emperor? You just log in one day and you see like an army marching towards your castle. You're like, I knew this day would come.
Yeah, you're like,
Yeah, but you gotta think the other way
finally.
around. Like from the Emperor's side, where it's like, you know, he's got his like soldiers and his people that are in his clan loyal to him.
Yeah.
Like, you know, he's got his clan that help him get into power, and so now they're all like Knights Guards or whatever with
Yeah.
like the best armor money can buy. Like nobody, it takes a party to take one down or something. But these are all like players of the game.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
so it's like. There's a rebel force. There's like 30 players that are, you know,
One
they're-
dude.
yeah. We know of at least 30 that are in the party or like that are in this new clan that are rising to challenge.
Yeah.
Like, wipe them out. And then it's like, all right, send the word out. Go to all the other villages. Recruit people from fucking Daggerfall to come over, and we're gonna wipe this fucking clan of 30 out and make them regret ever joining and meeting each other. Those little shits,
pretty
you know.
good. But
Some
the
crazy
freaking-
shit like that, where he's just gonna like blow out any rebellion. Like, super oppressive emperor that's never gonna lose power.
He's in a medieval Death Star.
Yeah,
So you have to get-
But I don't like this
It's
guy.
like
Then
a
they just,
fucking
like,
Epcot
kill you.
center.
So
They
you have
kill
to gain
you.
influence. So when the Emperor's Guard attack, you'll have an inside man. One of them will be
Yeah,
yours.
they
You'd be
straight up
like,
just
"Now he
Caesar him."
Yeah, he just fucking turns around, just fucking cuts the king,
Yeah.
Emperor's head off.
Denzel Washington.
Yeah,
It's gonna be like,
I didn't know you like to get wet, Emperor. That's PCP.
damn, Emperor, I didn't know you like to get wet.
Ashy Larry.
But I don't know. I think it adds like some. I mean, for one, it gives people like another reason to go into PvP besides just bragging rights.
Not only that, but it's gonna make for some great memes.
Oh,
like
I
people
can
gonna be
imagine.
reenacting like the whole Game of Thrones where Ned is going there to confront Joffrey and Cersei.
Do him no harm. He's an honorable man, a good man.
Yeah. Oh my god.
I would love if
I
it.
see it all.
I would love if it just became like Game of Thrones, where
So
everyone's
yes,
just, like, backstabbing
in
each
that
other.
case, it'll totally be worth the $15 subscription.
there's a Game of Thrones mod for Skyrim.
Yeah, I saw it. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was geeking out.
Yeah, you can be whatever fucking clan you want.
But I don't think the
Starks.
game warrants being costly, especially since
House
you're going to be
Stark.
paying $15
Yeah.
a month.
House Stark, dude.
I don't think the $60 price justifies it. I'd say 40.
Yeah,
I
well, they're
think
saying,
In this day and age, I say 40, maybe $50, but not
what
60.
they're saying it's for is to justify like the quality of content they're going to be putting out.
Well, that's
So
what the
it's similar-
subscription fee is for, though.
I was
That's the
saying that.
thing.
Why I brought up Star Wars in the beginning was that's exactly what BioWare said that they're going to do. To people already skeptical, because this is the exact same thing BioWare said,
right.
which they delivered on the quality. They just couldn't get it out fast enough, and the in-game content that was non-existent at that point.
Well, that's the whole. That's the
Maybe
whole
it's
thing.
Bethesda, they have very good reason to
See,
worry.
Well, that's
See,
the problem.
but-
a lot of people don't understand. It's
Bethesda's
like
not making
with
the MMO.
time
Oh,
increases
okay.
quality.
Bethesda doesn't make is not making Elder Scrolls Online. It's up to the other company.
Yeah.
So it's up to the decisions of that company of
Gotcha.
what kind of content you're going to put out there, which is scaring some people because it's not Bethesda.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's
that's that whole
is
thing
another
with the lawsuit a couple of years back, right? Where it's not even a company related to.
I think Bethesda just hired. I don't know honestly.
Okay.
I just know that Bethesda's not.
Maybe I'm
making
thinking
it.
of the Fallout game.
They just hired some gnomes.
You have to remember Bethesda, when they put out the Elder Scrolls on PS3, it was broken.
Yeah.
Completely broken.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Mine's broken, Emory.
yeah, they're Bugtesda.
A lot. Actually, like Fallout 3, Fallout New Vegas, and freaking Skyrim on PS3, they were all pretty messed
Yeah,
up.
they were unplayable at first.
Yeah.
It was this game
You
destroying
know,
bugs.
on the PS3, there's a because they updated it constantly. Because what happened on the PS3 for Skyrim is that every time you saved it, your save file got larger and larger instead of just being overwritten. So the larger it got, the more problems it caused. And there's a point to where they kept releasing like updates like monthly or like weekly, like just trying to fix everything back and forth. And I encountered a bug to where like if I walk into the water and if I get deep enough to where I go into a swimming animation, my PS3 crashes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, just deep enough to go to a switch. I had to jump over everything and do that until they had an update, which I just didn't play the game.
The Michael Phelps
But,
glitch.
Yeah,
Your Olympic dreams.
it's just
Weird.
so many bugs. Yeah, just like a constant like lag and it was bad. Yeah, I stopped playing that for a while.
Yeah.
Because when you look at it on PC, you're just like, it looks perfect.
Yeah.
There's no issues.
Yeah.
And they just mod the shit out of it.
You said there were tears in your eyes. I want to play that game. One day.
I want to play Fallout 4.
One day.
Okay.
Oh man. Well, this is something I'm sure
making fun of me.
I'm sure everybody's totally excited for. PlayStation Now.
Yeah. What
Sony's
is it?
streaming game service.
Yeah.
Backwards compatibility arrives in the summer in the U.S.
Oh.
What? Explain more.
Well, the company's was it Gaikai powered cloud gaming service is called PlayStation Now, and it's coming sooner than anticipated. Through the service, PlayStation 1, 2, and 3 games will be playable over the internets on PS3, 4, PS Vita, and also on devices like tablets, smartphones, and televisions. Even non-PlayStation devices will eventually support PS Now. The service will allow users to rent games on a per game basis or subscribe with a currently undisclosed plan. The beta program for PS Now is launching at the end of the month in the U.S., pending the finer details and actual experience. I'm eager to try this out. I guess I didn't have to read that part. But, backward compatibility, what everyone's always wanted.
That's a
I wouldn't
brilliant.
actually call it backwards compatibility since the system itself isn't capable
More like
of that.
sideways.
It's actually a program.
Yeah.
Well, either way, it's a brilliant move on
That's like
Sony's
saying
part.
Netflix has VHS backwards compatibility.
Yeah, you never showed VHS to your TV?
Yeah.
Made it play it?
I mean, you got video upscaling with Netflix, so you got better than VHS quality.
Well, that's
You
what I'm
got
saying,
Betamax,
but you
son.
understand the ridiculousness
Yeah, you
of
got
calling
Super
the
HD
program
on Netflix.
backwards compatible.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
I
But
think
yeah,
it's an efficient way to let everybody know that you can play your old games on it.
I think it's just like if people recognize that term
Yeah.
and they get a boner and they're like, "Oh my god, I can finally play Autobusher 4."
The point is, you can.
I'm
finally
sorry,
play.
I was born a technical dumb son of a bitch.
No.
You
it's
play
not- it's
Tumba on your PS4 now.
No
okay?
way.
No, it's
can
like
finally play
Can I
Rapper
play
the Rapper.
TAC 2?
no, it's like AT&T
No.
advertised.
Damn it.
It's like AT&T advertising for the new like mega gigabyte like speed that they're having. You know what I'm talking about? The
No.
mega gigs. No, they have like the fast ass like the
As fast
like
as
the
you
fiber
are.
optics. They get like the
Yeah.
Google Fiber was supposed to be.
Yeah.
It's like that, but they're calling it like the
Oh, yeah,
mega
yeah.
giga speed, which is not a thing. It's just something that people can easily like. So
Giga big.
something that people can easily just
It's
hear
super bytes,
and know
y'all.
exactly what it is just by hearing the name. They know what they're trying to portray.
Giga,
and what they're
Blast
trying to
process.
cross.
Giga.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just
yeah.
called Ultra Bytes.
Yeah.
You could take that and shove it up your muffler.
Shove it up your tailpipe. Yeah.
3 times the thrash.
Three
Times the
threes.
How am I even supposed to say that? But yeah, I'm pretty excited about that. I legit am excited simply because I want to play Autobusher 4. Now I don't have to dust off my PS2.
He's got it.
Yeah, but I would have to dust off my PS2.
Oh,
Yeah,
hey, you
you know
don't have
what?
a 60 gig.
Nope. I got
Hey, let me borrow it.
This is actually where Sony is trumping Nintendo in a sense of backwards compatibility, just because it's going to be on tablets and smartphones now, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
They even said this on, I guess, the smart TVs or whatever.
Because anytime Nintendo has, when they re-release the original Legend of Zelda or the original Super Mario Brothers or Earthbound or whatever, they do not allow multiple inputs as far as, hey, let's play with this controller, let's play with that controller.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
So, props to Sony on that.
Very cool. I talk about like Nintendo where you can use like the classic controller or
Yeah, like
No.
Oh, I see
stuff.
what you're saying. Yeah, you have to use their controller. Like, with it being on a tablet, you could actually play, whatever, Dino Crisis with a different type of controller. Whereas
Yeah,
with
yeah,
Nintendo,
yeah.
like, we won't allow that. You only play it as we intend you to play it. You want to make this shit competitive? We'll shut that shit down.
Yeah, exactly. Shout out to Smash Brothers, right?
Yeah. RP competitive scene. But I wanted to bring up a game that I know Beetle loves, Bayonetta, and a game that he loves,
The first
Bayonetta
one?
2.
God, I already come to terms I'm not going to play it.
We might be convinced now because they're going to have multiplayer.
It's on the Wii though.
Yeah,
It's
I
on
know.
the Wii.
Those like the two things that don't go hand in hand. Wii U and multiplayer and Bayonetta.
I mean, I would get a Wii U, but all I play on is nothing but Legend of Zelda games because they look great. The Wind Waker HD looks freaking fucking awesome. That's the only reason I would get a Wii.
I'll get it for Pilot Wings.
Yeah. Pilot Wings. What about No More Heroes?
I heard that was holding out on that one.
I want Kid Icarus, 8-bit version. But anyway, they haven't really said, they don't know yet what it's going to be. They don't know if it's going to be a multiplayer mode or a co-op, which I think would be really interesting with like the very crazy, like fast-paced action to have Bayonetta with co-op.
Yeah. I don't know. I just feel, just from hearing it, knowing that Platinum Games doesn't usually do that, I feel like it's a feature that Nintendo might have pushed.
Yeah.
Because their system is all about...
It's all about like party games
Yeah,
and
I feel like
co-op,
it's just going to be a flop. And
I'm kind of
Platinum
with
Games
you
is never
with
gonna.
that.
This is why people don't make games for Nintendo.
I'm actually really worried about Bayonetta 2. It looks great.
Yeah,
From
yeah,
what they
yeah.
showed so far, it looks incredible. But the other game that Platinum released prior to Bayonetta 2 was the wonderful 101, and nobody bought it.
I never heard of it, no.
I did, yeah. I remember, it does sound familiar.
Yeah.
I just don't know anything about it.
It had this kind of beautiful Joe art style to it.
Nice.
And it had many superheroes on screen at one time, and they formed different objects like a gun and a sword and all this other kind of stuff. But they didn't market it properly. I guess they didn't know who they were marketing to. And the gameplay was kind of difficult. It was really Japanese.
Yeah.
I remember downloading the demo and playing it, and I'm like, I don't know what's going on here. I don't know how to play this.
Why are there so many fish bulbs?
What's it called?
And I play a lot of games.
Wonderful 101.
Wonderful 101?
Yeah. It looks gorgeous.
Wow.
Gameplay, it's not for me.
No.
But a lot of critics liked it.
Yeah.
Bayonetta 2 that's why I'm worried about it, because I don't know if it's going to be able to connect with that Nintendo audience.
Oh yeah, not at all. It's like Nintendo's got like Mario and Zelda. It's like these, pretty general audience friendly, and there's like Bayonetta. It's like this chick with like huge boobs, like these complicated combos. It's just like it just seems like the Wii U was the worst possible system to do an exclusive, like Xbox or PlayStation. Like your audience is already there. It's like let's go with the Wii U. That seems like a great idea. Like I don't know. I mean, maybe somehow like they'll be like maybe their idea is to attract those people from those systems to come over to Wii U, and that's why. Yeah. But it seems like the audience that the Wii U already has is going to be like, nah, I think I'm just going to play Mario Sunshine.
Well, the thing is, people are going to buy it.
Yeah,
hardcore Nintendo fans our age are going to buy it. But and the director even mentioned, hey, if Nintendo was cool with us re-releasing the original Bayonetta to coincide with Bayonetta 2, we'll do that.
Yeah.
But
that's a big if.
But Nintendo hasn't said anything on it.
Well, I think Sega still has the rights to the original Bayonetta, so that's part of the problem, because they were originally working on Bayonetta 2 with Platinum, but they dropped out, so Nintendo came in and scooped them up. That's the only reason why it's an exclusive right now.
Yeah. Right, yeah, no, I remember that much. But I don't know why Sega wouldn't be against... I mean, I don't know why Sega would be against re-releasing Bayonetta on the Wii U.
Because that's more money for them, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's more... Well, one, it's more money for them. And, well, not only that, but Sonic's going to be in the new Smash Bros. Game, isn't he?
Yeah.
So,
Speaking of that, I was
what's
thinking...
the problem? There's already, like, some...
And
I want to see Bayonetta.
Some collusion. No, I don't know.
They actually did release a new Sonic game on the Wii U a month ago. A month or two ago, a new Sonic game on the Wii U.
Okay.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
What, did it just go under the radar?
It kind of did.
Sonic
when they were first showing off... when they were first showing off video and images of it, it reminded a lot of people of Mario Galaxy on the Wii. It was like, okay, this is going to be the rebirth of Sonic that we've all been waiting for. How many times have we said that about a Sonic game that's been released?
Sonic
CD,
right?
y'all.
Sonic Adventure and the ones that were on PS3, you could download the episodes.
Oh,
yeah.
God.
And
Sonic.
I played the demo of it, and I hated it at first because I didn't know how to run fast. And when I figured out how to run fast, it was okay. And I remember reading reviews, and there were a lot of mixed reviews. Are like, it's not as fast, or it's not as revolutionary, and it's kind of gay, or whatever.
Yeah. What? How old was that guy? It's kind of gay. I don't like it.
It's like instead of the blue and red blur when he runs, it's like a rainbow behind it.
Phil's very glad approved.
But
the
thing about that I find interesting is that Nintendo recently, in one of their recent press conferences, they announced that they were working with Sony. They were working with Sega to release an exclusive level, a Yoshi stage in the Sonic game.
Oh, I see.
And they hinted at a Zelda stage to follow that soon after.
You know, it'd be cool if they made like a Luigi and Tails game, like they just teamed up. It's called it Sidekicks. Your main attack was a sidekick.
That would only be cool if it were a platformer or a third-person action kind of thing. Because Sario, I'm mixing up everything. Mario and Sonic at the Olympics, balls.
Really?
Balls.
Deep.
I think the only person I know that played that. Mario and Sonic at the Olympics.
How much time do you have in your hands?
They should make it like a Splinter Cell game.
You know, if you got time to play Mario and Sonic go to the Olympics, you should probably be spending that time watching porn. Just saying.
At least there's a payoff at the end.
Yeah. Sure, you got to clean up. It's nothing you're not used to.
It just sounds like it would be like a TV show, like it's like they had like a movie series, like, and now for like the part 6, like the sixth sequel, Mario and Sonic go to the Olympics, and what crazy adventures do they have?
Yeah.
Sonic's winning like all the Summer Olympics, and Mario's winning all the Winter Olympics.
You know what does sound cool?
That game that I just mentioned?
No, that doesn't sound cool.
Literally.
If they made Zelda, but in Dynasty Warriors format.
I thought you were going to say Dino Crisis format.
No. Because they did! Hey!
Beetle, have you heard about that?
What?
It's Zelda Warriors.
It's Hyrule Warriors.
Hyrule Warriors.
Is that real?
It's
It
real.
is real.
It's as real as the sun shines.
Really?
I mean, the sun's not shining right now. It's really
I don't know how I
dark.
feel about that.
It's as real as the Luigi Tales
Dude,
game. It's
it
cool.
is awesome. Just think that you're on Hyrule Field killing a bunch of bones. Like the bones.
That's exactly what I meant. Just a bunch of Stalfos and...
Are there any... Wait, the most important question.
I feel like Hyrule and like Gerudo Desert are like the only two maps.
Can you still attack chickens?
I believe that's part of the plan, yeah.
Because that's... If there are no chicken attacking, then this is not a Zelda game.
It was interesting because they actually did show off gameplay footage.
Yeah, they showed off gameplay footage.
Can I see this?
And it looks like balls.
I like it. I kind of like it.
Yeah, but you also like
I finished
Dynasty
the trailer,
Warriors.
and I was like, you know, when I get my own house later this year, I might just have to throw down some money on a Wii U from some kid that doesn't want it anymore.
I mean, it looks fun for a little bit, but the thing is that
It's still Dynasty Warriors.
it's still
I don't think
Dynasty
you
Warriors.
realize how much I like Dynasty Warriors.
But that's not even it, because Zelda has this kind of this bar that it has to reach as far as graphics go, and it's not hitting that bar at all.
Not to mention gameplay and story.
That too.
of which Dynasty Warriors, like 2 decades later, still has
For
none.
a spinoff, I'm willing to let that slide, but I would still like it to be pretty.
I'm not going to let that slide for Dynasty Warriors, because there's no excuse for the gameplay to still be as weak as it is. Like, you can still do the same concept, one person versus an army, but actually put some combo. Like, God of War has been out for forever. Like, you know, learn from God of War and do something like that. Like, where you have all these crazy combos. You got different... I want to see God of War with the... I want to see God of War Warriors. That's what I want.
God of Warriors.
That's
High five! Woo!
You guys are the best. Well, that's the next God of War game I want. Like, every god he's killed, like, everyone you've killed from the previous games, you got your previous saves, and they all come back as undead, and you just have to fight them all, just hordes
Well,
and
they wouldn't
hordes.
be undead. They just escape hell, just like the way Kratos
But you
does.
got to get the zombie market. Kids love zombies.
Maybe zombie skins.
Okay.
That way they can
Zombie
get some from
DLC.
DLC and still keep all the DLC detractors
Can
angry.
Gods
Gods of
be-
War Undead Nightmare.
There you go.
Can gods be zombies though?
We'll find out. We'll find out when they make the game. Can they be zombies? I don't know.
Should I play it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Press play. Now we got the teaser. Minute and 23 seconds. It's about all you need.
That's all it
sometimes.
is. It's a teaser. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah.
Now this does look terrible.
Look at Link.
Tell me that doesn't look fun. Bilbo?
That looks fun for like 2 minutes.
No, that does not look fun for 2 minutes.
Oh,
it
it
looks
is-
fun for a whole evening until I fall asleep with the controller in my hand.
Why is the AI just watching you?
Because it's Dynasty
demo.
Warriors. they just take a look.
Oh, that's pretty sick.
So ugly though.
I will admit, okay,
It's the Wii U.
the gameplay
Ding
does.
the dongo.
You can
Yeah,
dish
the
out
dongo.
more than that.
He's
The
supposed to be
gameplay
dead.
looks good, but yes, I agree with Fuzzy Slippers. The graphics look like ass. Like they look like PS2 graphics.
Okay, that looks really dope right there.
Fucking Gundam Unicorn right there, man. Come on.
Unicorns. Oh my god! You know, it'd be awesome if we pulled out the game, so it like breaks the fourth wall.
See what it should have said right there.
Name
not
not
final.
What it should have said right there. Available for PS3.
Oh, can you imagine? The
Is
internet
it
would
me
explode.
or does freaking Link look more like a female than ever now?
Yeah.
Well, now that Zelda is actually becoming more of a warrior, at least in the Smash Brothers game, they got to make Link more feminine to balance the scale.
Oh, they might as well get Orlando Bloom to play.
It's like they hit when they made Twilight Princess. They hit that freaking slingshot. They're like, oh, we don't want to do this. Let's go the exact opposite, and let's just keep going in the opposite direction. Let's keep going until we make him a woman.
He's gonna have breast in the next game.
Yeah, probably.
Oh no!
It's like just when you think like Nintendo's gonna mature with you, yeah, with Twilight Princess.
They're not going to.
And I hate talking about this because like the story seems so mature. They go a completely different direction with the.
Ganondorf grabbed a
Skyward
sage's
Sword.
head and freaking evaporated that shit.
You know, that's not even new for Nintendo, because like the swan song for the Nintendo 64, they were talking about, oh, the next system, GameCube, we're going to make this more adult. And they had Conker's Bad Fur Day, they had Perfect Dark, and like, this is the direction.
That's on 64.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Oh.
They're like, this is the direction we're going to go. And then the GameCube came out like, nah, you know, scrapping those
I think
flags.
that's partly
going
why
back.
everyone hated Wind Waker. Because I remember I first played Wind Waker when they had the Master Collection.
Yeah,
They came out
Master
where you
Quest.
Yeah.
Master Quest, yeah. Do we
Master
still have
Blaster.
that? Please tell me we still have
Yeah,
that
it's somewhere.
somewhere.
Is that pertinent right now?
You know how sought after that game
You can
is?
talk about that later.
Okay, anyways. I bought it from. I was working at Target at the time. I bought it
in my
off
shoebox.
a buddy of mine that he had to go and ask. I was like, dude, just be a guy. Give me the game. How much does it cost?
Be
Well,
a
it rigs up
man.
as a penny. It's like, well, let me pay the fucking penny. And be on my way.
Yeah.
He was like, well, it's not for resale. I was like, well, fuck. All right, fine. Go call the manager. So we called the manager. He's like, I don't fucking care. He didn't say that, but he really didn't. He really didn't care.
I was hoping he really did. I don't fucking care.
He had that look in his face, like that, like where like he just smelled someone's fart, like you know. And he was just like hands up in the air, like I
Around
don't
like
care.
He just didn't care.
Like this, like disgusting, like you gamers look like I don't care. Is it for sale? And the guy's like, it rigs up as a penny, like the same bullshit. It rigs up as a penny. He's like, well, then give it to him. Yeah, but the thing said when we got the shipment that we were only supposed to sell them with every sale. Does it ring up as a penny? He's like, yes. Well, then it's for sale. I was like,
Nice.
sweet. So he gave it to me, and I took it home. I showed Beetle, and we were all excited.
Yeah.
Started playing.
Did you pay
Ocarina
that?
of Time, and then I
Ocarina.
got into Majora's Mask, and it came with the 20-minute demo of Wind Waker.
Ah.
And I played that over and over. I was like, this game is so fun. And this was like, what, 2004? 2003, yeah. Well, yeah, I was working at Target. It was like the 304 holiday season until I got fired right before Valentine's Day.
I think
Love was in
Wind
the
Waker really,
Good day.
really proved that you do not deny Nintendo.
Well, what do you mean?
I was waiting for.
I love the silence. Everyone's like perplexed. Like, do you mean Nintendo's
The only
gonna come to your
touching on the
house?
dark stuff, like the only like darker games that even the GameCube has, like the same thing they do for the Wii. Like they're getting somebody else's game and putting it on the Wii,
yeah,
like
yeah.
they did for Metal Gear Solid Twin Snakes.
Twin
They
Snakes.
did. They remade the first Metal Gear Solid, called it Twin Snakes, and it made it. great graphics like Metal Gear Solid 2. It made it exclusive to the GameCube, and then they did the same thing to like Resident Evil 2 or 3 or whatever.
I think it was 4.
Was it?
I don't know. 1.
Oh, it was 4. Yeah, 4 was on there.
Yeah.
There's another Resident Evil on there though. It's like Code Veronica.
No, 1 and 0.
1 and 0. Yeah, 0. 0 is the one I was thinking of. But yeah, that's like how dark they get. They borrow somebody else's IP and they make it exclusive for theirs.
It's like they don't want to get their hands dirty.
Yeah, they're like, well, it wasn't our idea. If the parents get mad at us for not being childish,
The Resident Evil remake still looks so good to this day.
Oh yeah, they're fucking. Yeah,
it's just unfortunate because it's like Nintendo they have so much potential to be. I mean, they're already good, but they could be great, and it just seems like they just don't want to reach like that level. Like they're afraid they're gonna go fucking Icarus style. It's like, no, we can't get that close to the sun. Oh no, our wax wings are melting.
You're taking this cautionary tale way too literally.
Yeah, all right. You guys already have an Icarus game. You learned your lesson.
You fly planes for crying out loud.
you got pilot wings.
I think the Wii really messed them up. Because I remember when the Wii was first announced, and at whatever E3 that was, they showed off some of the demos that never came out, like Project Hammer and Disaster Day of Crisis. Games that no one has ever heard of, but Disaster Day of Crisis came out in Japan, and it was a more mature title. Same with Project Hammer, except they didn't finish that because Wii Sports took over, and that's when the casual audience took over. So everything was like, let's watch music videos on the Wii and let's sing.
Gotcha. So like they have potential to actually have games. They're just like, well, people are more interested in all the other stuff that aren't games, so we're just not gonna make games.
Yeah, that's why we didn't get a sequel to F-Zero X.
Oh yeah.
That's why we didn't get a good sequel to Star Fox.
Oh my god, that would have been awesome. Like that's probably one of the few Nintendo titles where I'm just like, I would really be excited about that game.
Star Fox?
Yeah, Star Wolf.
They had one on the DS and they had one on the
DS
on the GameCube. That was Star Fox Assault, which was which was garbage.
I do remember that one. I remember the name.
It was garbage.
Star Fox Skippy Adventures.
You can tell I keep up with Nintendo so much.
You guys, don't show me, Fox. Whose side are you on anyway?
Hey, don't get that damage. I'm gonna have to fix it. Ow, Fox,
do a barrel roll.
I want that game.
Barrel roll.
Fucking Skippy.
Yeah, fucking Skippy.
Andros destroys.
Bitch.
Fucking Andros.
Bitch. The only games those characters will thrive in is Smash Bros.
Or any of them even in Smash Bros. Though.
Wolf and Falco.
No, Wolf wasn't.
No, he was in Brawl.
Oh yeah, he was.
The game the one Smash Bros. That nobody played.
Well, there
I played it a lot, but I ended up. You remember Lee? He was in our Cobra.
Yeah.
I ended up giving him that and my Tatsunoko vs. Capcom copy to his kids. I was like, let him play it because he had just gotten them a Wii for Christmas. What was it, in 2010 or some shit like that? And then he had come over to the night shift in my building, and. So I let him borrow them, we were on the same shift for a while actually, and then he was like, "Hey, do you mind if my kids keep the copy for a while?" I was like, "No, dude, they can keep it. Those games are for them." He was like, "Oh, what, for real?" I was like, "Yeah, man, it's theirs." He was like, "No, because you don't." It's like, "Dude, I just got myself a PS3. I'm gonna be occupied with that.
I don't want to play that.
I ain't playing my Wii
anymore."
It's like, and besides, either my system crapped out or the power supply crapped out, so it doesn't work anymore. But I never get a chance to find out because my wife threw it out the trash a year later when I was actually I had just come from GameStop and then
with a handful of games. I can't wait.
Yeah. No, I came home. I came home from GameStop and I was like, "Hey, where's that power supply?" She's like, "For what?" I was like, "The power cord for my Wii." Because I'm going to take it to GameStop. The guy said he could test it out on some of the Wiis that he's got there to see if it's that or if it's just my system. And because they're selling power supply there for like $10, and if that's the case, I'm just gonna pick that up. And she was just like, "I thought you said it was broken." I said I didn't know if it was broken, and now I'm going to find out a year later. And she was just like, "Oh, well, it's not here." I was like, "Well, where the fuck is it?" She's like, "Oh, I was like, "What'd you do with it?" She's like, I was like, "Did you give away somebody?" She's like, "No." I threw it away. I was like, son of a bitch, why did you throw it away? There's games that I bought on there. She's like, well, you can't just recover them online. It's like, no, that's the ingenious part of the Wii.
Why do you throw away a console first and ask questions after?
I know. Thank you.
If anything, you could have sold it.
It's a
on
Craigslist. Thank you.
The Wii is small, but that's still a big piece of hardware.
We don't want this shit anymore.
Not only that, but it was a gift from a dear friend.
Yes, it was.
So
that gift was thrown into the trash.
I know, dude. But the worst part is I still have
moment of silence.
A controller for it. A couple of choice things for it. I don't even know where they're all at, but I know I still have some hardware for it.
You should give him a Viking funeral. That's the way the Wii would have wanted it.
You need a body for that, though.
The Wii is the body.
Which is not present.
Well, all the peripherals.
Just buy a Wii U and ship it off.
That is too much money. I didn't even pay for the Wii I had. I said it was a gift.
Oh, man.
Yeah, you're going to be down $100.
Hey, it's worth it. It's worth it to properly say bye to the Wii. But I was going to say, like, the dude you gave the games to, you know he's playing. They're like, Dad, can I play? Shut up. Do your homework. Still playing Tatsunoko, man. This game is boss.
I'd say my games, because they were both fighting games, I'd say they contributed to his older son, because he actually went on to become an amateur boxer. Pretty successful, I might add. Pretty impressive, but then he gave that up too.
He was like, I can do this in real life.
And start throwing up a reflective
Yeah, that's pretty much what he started doing. He's like, man, he don't even play games anymore. All he does is train all day and get swole. He's tall. He's 2 inches taller than me. And that's a pretty tall dude we're talking about.
He started off with Wii boxing.
Out of in the bottom now, yeah.
Yeah, set it up to the top. Hey, holla.
Oh, man.
Not good? No. Next topic.
Well, we got one more before we end. Battlefield 4 banned in China over controversial DLC.
Even though it's not sold in China. I like it.
That was the punchline. That's what I love about it. We're gonna ban your game, even though your game's not even here. Take that, EA, and EA's like, they tell him like, oh wait, the ban.
So okay, first of all, explain to us, Beetle, why the game isn't even sold there in the first place.
I don't know.
Oh, okay. I thought you would know, of all people that know things Battlefield.
No,
because they're just gonna pirate it anyway.
Like EA cash cards,
Russia.
like EA cash cards, like just little game cards that you can get for like $20. Those aren't even sold in Canada. Like they will not be sold in Canada for some reason.
Because they're freaking Canadians, dude.
Because they're beady eyes and floppy heads.
They'll eat it. They'll think it's bacon.
That's where Justin Bieber comes from.
Does he really?
I'm sure it's
to be fair, it's also where Jim Carrey.
It's gonna be. It's something to do with the regional issues and the actual demand for that product. No one really.
Yeah, no, that.
There's not a big fan base for any kind of those type of games.
That's a good answer to pull out of your ass.
Well, that's my educated guess as having the education to make that guess.
To pull out of your ass.
Okay.
Well, pretty much. Okay, so China made it illegal because it quote unquote endangers national security.
I'm sure it does.
Yeah.
So obviously, Battlefield's such a great game that is going to topple the communist regime of Russia. Or no, Russia. Yeah, Russia's going to fall too right after China.
Yeah. We know why Russia fell, because people were playing Mario.
They broke those bricks and the wall came down.
Like those dirty Italians bringing up the axis of evil all over again.
It's a me, Revolutionary Mario. But basically, the DLC is Battlefield 4's first expansion, China Rising, and it's set on the Chinese mainland. It contains new maps, modes, vehicles, assignments, and weapons, and follows the fictional story of Admiral Chang, who wants to overthrow the government.
Admiral Chang.
Yeah.
So I guess they don't want to give people those ideas. Like, if they play this video game, they're trying to try it for real. Like, maybe that shows, like, how vulnerable they really are. It's like, oh, shit. Like, if like, 2 or 3, like, teenagers actually said, fuck you, like, the whole place would crumble.
Wolverine!
Taiwan sitting there, Avengers!
Yeah,
Avengers!
Chinese are probably the reason why half of the China Rising content doesn't work.
They just
we don't want anybody to have
hacking
it. Yeah.
South Korea's like, us too. Save us too.
I think South Korea's doing all right.
Yeah, but if China takes over, then North Korea will be free will to do what they want.
What about Hong Kong?
South Korea will be like, avenge us, USA.
I think the USA would, just because they'd be like, wait, how are we going to get our computer components for cheap?
All they need is to hear the word intervention, and U.S. is all over it. We're on it! Intervention!
Nah, man, they're not going to do that.
Everywhere, intervention!
Obama would send David Robinson over to...
because Dennis Rodman was in North Korea?
My bad.
David Robinson.
Robinson.
They haven't been spotted together since a Pizza Hut commercial.
Yeah, they should send Scotty
1997.
Dennis Rodman over to North Korea and be like, yo, Kim, chill.
It's not Kim's dead.
I think, but the new one is also Kim.
Kim is a surname.
Yeah.
Kim is a surname.
Oh, his name's Oog.
Kim, yes.
Kim Jong-un.
Yeah.
I thought you said Oog.
No.
Kim Jong-un.
Unhappy.
Yeah. Dude, they're gonna send Rodman and fucking Van Damme, and they're just gonna remake their movie.
Double Impact? No, Double Impact was the two Van Dammes. It was Double Team.
Double Team, yeah. And that's what's gonna start the war. Like, this movie's not as good as I remember it.
The Cybermonks. So stupid.
Cyber monks or punks?
No, Cyber monks.
No, actually Cyber monks.
Wow.
It was the fat guy. He was also the comedian. He was in The Punisher. He played the fat guy in The Punisher movie with Tom Jane.
The Call Me Fluffy guy?
Chris
No,
Farley?
that's Gabriel Iglesias.
Yeah.
No,
I'm not fat. I'm fluffy.
John Panette.
John Panette.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, he played one of the cyber monks. They're just monks. The monks of the technology world.
Huh.
And that's like Dennis Rodman and Van Damme's.
Were they like the Apple geniuses?
Yeah.
Yeah, come over to the genius
They're basically
bar.
they're basically just a deus ex to find people in the world. Let's go to the cyber monks, and they're literally just like computer nerds with monk robes.
Wow.
And they dance to electronic.
Sounds awesome.
Like
That's what they watch it. This is the exact move. If moves were verbatim, that's what it would happen.
Dude, I want to play that.
Just like the red stripe dance, that white dude with the red stripe dance.
It's worse.
Hooray,
He does like a pelvic thrust, like a really.
Well, who does it?
If you don't want to watch the movie, watch the Nostalgia Critics review of Double Team, and
you're a nostalgia critic.
He's fucking great.
He's pretty awesome.
Yeah,
I gotta say.
Especially when it's a movie that you've seen, is definitely.
I know, Airborne. I'll check it out one day.
Any movie, there's
Golden Receiver.
Anyways, I highly recommend
really
Nostalgia Critic, but watch
really-
Double Team, and
Wow.
it'll do it justice. It'll tell you everything you need to know.
Wow.
My hat's off.
All I know is I want to play Cybermonks U.
Amongst you.
It's just you and a laptop, like a on the screen.
Name not final.
Like you're using someone's hand to type on the keyboard. You're controlling
Cybermonks-
someone's hands.
Cybermonks Warriors U. You have to fight invading code. It's just zeros and ones because they don't even bother to render the
From
game.
the comfort of your monk dormitory.
With just crappy techno playing in the background.
You have to press A to go to your prayer beads.
Oh my god!
To give you faster typing words per minute.
Your prayer beads are actually just the USBs tied together with a string.
As far as monks, as far as the whole monk thing goes, I don't think they go past the robes as far as being monks. I think it's just literally just the robe.
They did really just. It's just like laundry day, and
then
that's
when
all
you
they
hit-
had left. They just
when you
wrap
hit-
towels around themselves.
When you hit level 30, you'll be Adrian Monk from the hit TV series starring Tully Shalhoub.
And with that,
Oh man, the judge killed my wife. The end of Monk is.
was that Judge Philip Banks?
They start writing it. They're like, "Oh yeah, it was this guy. Oh, it was this guy." And then like the last season, just like, "Oh, it's some guy who calls himself the Judge." It was like a huge version of Ron Jeremy, a big version of Ron, like a
Wow,
huge
these
version
are
of Ron.
really big.
Dude, yeah, he takes up like a whole jail cell, and like when he does.
Oh, that guy.
Remember, yeah, they actually like way early on, but then they changed his whole story like towards the end. I was really in the Monk, and then the fucking the horror chick from Boondock Saints that played his sidekick.
Yep.
What was her name? Sharona. She like
so
lifts
hi,
one. She literally, it's literally like, yeah, exactly. There's literally like one part that was like from Futurama when they lift that big flap of fat.
Oh, yeah.
She literally like lifts like because he's just confined to a bed.
Yeah.
She like lifts like a flat of fat, and she just like she was about to throw up. She's like and she like walks like storms out the room. It's just like it was terrible just lifting a flap of his fat. It's like, you know, you want to wash under there, girl. You're used to that dirty work.
Did you find a
She used to
copy
be a
of Cybermonk's
prostitute.
NES under his flap?
Probably. There's probably a lot of shit under there.
How
A lot of
could
real
you
shit
be-
under there.
How can you be that much of an asshole when you're that fat?
Because he's rich, and he's like, it's so dumb, like, when he, like, introduces his character, like, she walks into the room, and he's, like, on the call, like, well, I want the Cowboys to win this year. Make it happen. Like to display his power. I remember that episode. I was so pissed.
They haven't won since like '97.
It wasn't the Cowboys, but it was another like named team. It was just like, I want to make sure that they win. That's the kind of pull I have. That's what they're trying to.
Like he can just control the outcome of fucking football.
Yeah, like that. Yeah, they're trying to display. That's the kind of power he has on an offhand phone call.
Yeah,
he was deciding the Super Bowl.
It was really just the Madden Super Bowl.
But Jerry
Yeah, it was like someone's playing like Madden 12 and like on the freaking Dreamcast.
If you want to play the game, if you want to win the game, you're gonna have to score some points.
The Madden training mode that we did on Super Nintendo. Remember we had that?
Yeah.
Go to the training camp. We just go left, right to the red and blue bags. That's what they were doing. That monk.
This is excellent training.
That's all you gotta say about that.
Anyways, video game news.
Well, that was pretty much it.
Madden 09.
Madden 09. That's what that whole monk thing was about. Madden 09.
I
was raging about monk. Yeah.
I'm Agamemnon.
I'm Bobby Beetle.
I'm Rosie's Livers.
And I'm Prometheus. It's been Save File Corrupted. If you want to listen to the podcast, you're going to have to push download.
Make sure to follow us on Twitter at PTWOR. Punching the Walls of Reality Facebook page. As always, you can catch us at PTWOR.com.
Hey. Is he gonna be able to play Angry Birds? Because that's gonna take over the gaming market.
No. It isn't.
Well, that's a little disappointing. Because I love those Angry Birds.
You know what they say, guy? Ouya does what Nintendo don't.
Don't.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
What happens when you guys run into a save file corrupted?
Shut up.
I wish they get the Kool-Aid guy to sponsor Ouya. He just comes through. Oh yeah! He spills Kool-Aid all over the console and it breaks.
That was our only one.
No, damn you, Kool-Aid man!
That was the prototype. That's how they got fucking delayed for a year.
That's sad. It was
the
just
Kool-Aid
one
man
day
just
away
like-
from launch.
He survived by his 2 controllers and launch titles.
Yeah. All of which are now useless.
Call of Duty Oya style.
Oh, God. Made by indie developer, so it's actually halfway decent.
Instead of dogs, it's got bear cubs.
It's got those Coca-Cola bears.
Yeah.
Featuring Psy. Oppa Gangnam Style. Oya Gangnam Style.
So you take down the North Korean Empire. He's like a sleeper agent. He like assassinates the president there, and like one of his dances. It's like, oh my god, I knew he was evil.
Jesus
Yeah, that's beautiful, man. That's so
good.
Fucking fantastic.
This has been another proud production of the Four-Eyed Radio Network. You want to see more shows, go check out www.foureyedradio.com, you winker.